All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Range Talk. My name is Isaiah,
My name is
and
Cisco.
once again, I was this close, dead ass, to saying my name is Cisco.
Why?
I don't know. It sounds right when Cisco's in front of Isaiah, but regardless, this is going to be another episode. We're going to be taking a little bit turn for something different. Instead of talking about necessarily new products, I want to go ahead and talk more so about beginner players.
Yeah.
Basically, how to go ahead and get beginners into airsoft. What options exist for a beginner in the airsoft market, specifically what we sell at GI? What sort of budgets will allow them to get certain types of airsoft guns, and what brands we typically recommend, and other pieces of advice for beginners.
Oh, absolutely. But before we talk about those players themselves, I say, how did you get started in airsoft?
How did I get started into airsoft? Okay, so I think I've mentioned this a couple times on like a few other streams as well, and I think even on I don't think I mentioned it on YouTube, but on a few streams I have mentioned that my start into airsoft was very. I feel like it was like some of it was very much in line with what most people have. I had a experience doing paintball and everything,
Okay.
but beforehand it was very much like I had always known that there were these like replica guns that existed whenever I went to Walmart, whenever I went to sporting goods stores.
Yeah.
And for years I wanted to do paintball, right? But obviously it sounded very expensive, right? Paintball just looked expensive from the get go,
Mm.
and I was like, "There's no way I can do this." You know, it's not like my parents had a whole bunch of money either, just
Yep.
lying around. So it's like, all right, it's either that or Legos. So obviously I went with Legos.
Legos.
So I went with Legos, right? But I always had an interest in these like replica guns that I would see, and even though they were clear plastic. I saw them at like Walmart or Big Five or Sports Chalet, and I was like, man, that's
Sports Chalet.
You remember that?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you remember
That's one of those stores that are like it's Sports Chalet, uh, Circuit City,
man. I love Circuit City.
Radio Shack.
Yeah, Radio Shack. For years, there was still a Radio Shack. Even after they all closed, there was one still actually in my house for a while.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But no, I'd always seen them, and I was like, oh, these look so cool. It wasn't until I got into high school that I met one of my friends from the water polo team who had done, hey, I did play this thing called Airsoft. But he mostly played it in his backyard.
What year was this?
This was 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 2010. He was mostly playing in his backyard, and he was just messing around with like the cheap goods you would find at like swap meets or at like those sporting goods stores. Right?
So like really like LPEG or like
a lot of LPEGs and Springers.
Yeah, Springers.
Spring shotguns were always our favorite because they were like, there's like you don't need a battery. It was literally just all right, just put your shells in or load the magazine and there you go. It wasn't even tri-shot. It was literally just like
that's hilarious.
whatever shotguns we could find, Springers, and spring pistols too. Those we were constantly breaking, having to buy more. But we were mostly playing in the backyard, and we would see videos. We'd look up airsoft online. We'd see that there was a bunch of people playing airsoft out in like the Midwest, all these zombie games, and they looked super dope. Fun. But we didn't know that there was airsoft being played in California. We didn't know that SoCal was such a hot spot for airsoft.
2010, yeah, man.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
It wasn't until that we went for my 16th or 15th. Oh, I think it was my 16th birthday that we went paintballing.
Okay.
This was 2 years after we'd just been playing in the backyard and everything.
Yeah.
And then we noticed that, like, oh, hey, there's like a lot of people that are playing with the paintball with these really cool looking paintball guns. They look super realistic when we're playing
in the backyard though.
No, when we're playing on the field.
Oh, okay.
When the first time I went paintballing,
I
would see these guys leaving the field, and I'm like, oh man, their paintball guns look really realistic.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are some real. Where's the hopper on this thing?
Yeah.
And then I would like start looking at them like, oh, this is airsoft, and then I didn't realize that it's here as well in SoCal.
Yep.
And then I realized, fuck, I'm an idiot. It's been here this whole time, like
That's hilarious.
And then ever since then, it was just like, all right, let's just save up our money, right? Working whatever odd jobs we can get ourselves into, working at schools, doing more stuff around the house, or literally just hey, like my uncle works at worked for a shipping company and needs help like packing these boxes up, I would do that. Literally anything that I could get my hands on at the time because I wasn't legally old enough to work. Technically, like full time yet. And again, I had so much school and everything, so it's like whatever I could do to pinch pennies, collect coins.
Just those one-off jobs.
Yeah, just one-off jobs so I could collect money to get my first airsoft guns. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of not ordering through Airsoft GI, and I got screwed over hard.
Oh man!
I ordered a JG MP5 SD as my first airsoft gun because I love MP5. That was like the gun that I wanted. Like Die Hard was like.
I was just about to say.
No, absolutely AMC, man. I love AMC. So I saw Die Hard and I was like, I want the MP5 so bad, right? And then of course COD as well. The MP5 was there always.
Yep.
But when I got it, it was definitely not the Full Metal version. It wasn't the SD version. It didn't shoot as soon as I got it out. It was just everything that could have gone wrong with that gun went wrong with that gun.
Damn.
And there was no every time I tried calling their customer service, there were no help, right? Like there was no at least we have like a DMs, so you can reach out to us through Discord, Instagram, and Facebook.
Talk about GI.
Yeah, talking about GI. Like at the store, I'm not gonna name them, but the store that I ordered through didn't have any of that shit, right? And it was like cool, man. Like I'm fucked. And my dad was like pissed, right? Because he had helped me front a little bit of the money too. Let me front half the money for it.
Of course.
And he was pissed, like, man, I wasted this much money for this, right?
Yep.
So we had to go to another shop to get it fixed, and basically spent the cost of the gun itself just to get it to work. So, lesson learned: always order from Airsoft GI. We'll always be taken care of. But yes, that was my first experience, like getting into Airsoft. You mentioned it before too, that you kind of had something similar where you played a lot of paintball.
Yeah. So, I would say I started off playing paintball with my family, like my brother-in-law, my nephews, my cousins. I think that was like between 2001 to 2003.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, like I went out and played, like rented a gun.
What field was it? SC Village?
No, I think it was Jungle Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because a lot of my family was actually still are in Riverside.
Gotcha.
So Jungle Island wasn't too far away. So yeah, we went and played. And I played paintball up until I'd say like 2006. But by 2006, I hadn't known about Airsoft. I had like the handful of the cheap springers that you would get. Actually, it was funny because I remember, you know how at like Ardenas or Superior, there are sometimes like a mini mall with like little shops in there. There was a shop in one of those that I saw that they had airsoft guns, just the cheap ones. These are so bad. These springers, like, you know how like on cap guns, the caps come in that like that grid that you have to break off. These BBs had to be broken off of that grid. It was hilarious, bro. It was hilarious.
Like a Gundam kid, right? You gotta snap.
It was so funny. The BBs are like that, and they're little cheap ones. But then in high school, 2006. I was hanging out with like a whole bunch of friends. Oh, I made friends. I had moved areas. Some of them to this day. Clarence, Sam, my boy Ratu.
Homie Clarence, that's how we always introduce him. You know the homie Clarence?
Yeah, the homie Clarence. That's my brother. Shout out. But yeah, like we actually we started a video game club in our high school.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and
it was like an official club, like
it was an official club. We had a teacher. Yeah, we had a teacher back it. We had like a dedicated page in the yearbook and everything. It was dope. Yeah, it was dope. And we were just we were playing video games like during lunch break, doing whatever in the club. It was basically just an excuse to play video games at school.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah, so we were talking like, oh yeah, like I was like, oh man, have you guys ever been paintballing? Like, yeah, paintballing. Oh, have you ever played Airsoft? Oh, I know about Airsoft. And then we went to this rabbit hole of like talking about like, oh yeah, but paintball is a lot cooler. We're like, no, I've seen these Airsoft guns. And we're like, what? I was like, so started looking into it, did a deep dive, found like gas blowback, like 19. There's like one gas blowback 1911 video that I think every Airsofter has seen. It's a dude on his like wooden deck with a propane can and a yellow like gas adapter, and he loads up the single stack 1911 and shoots it into his backyard, and like that video still I remember to this day. It's ingrained because it's like that was my first exposure to like anything gas blowback. I was like, that's cool. Like it manipulates just like the real. This is sick. Like it's so damn cool. And my only experience in hand was like the electric blowback guns or just regular springers or really LPEG guns.
Were APs a thing at that time still?
Yeah, they were. So I'd say my first real airsoft gun was actually made by Crossman.
Oh, okay.
It was a clear G3. I believe it's the SAS, the CQB one.
Yes.
Super short barrel.
So why the G3 SAS? Because I've never seen you use anything other than M4.
So honestly, it's because my knowledge of airsoft at the time was very limited. So I kind of just trusted what like the supermarkets had. I thought like Big Five or Walmart got it, which I got it at Walmart before they stopped selling airsoft. And like it was just like the packaging sold it to me.
Okay.
I was very misled. Honestly, I can't even lie. That gun was actually pretty dope. Even though it was like LPEG to the bones, like everything that could have been metal was plastic. But here's the crazy part. even though it was all plastic, it still used a version 3 gearbox.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, right? And it could have been swapped out. It could have been upgraded. Unfortunately, by the time I realized it, it was already gone. So I had already tossed it because I had gotten into other stuff. But yeah, I'd say that was about 2007 when I got that gun. And honestly, even though it was cheap, it came with like an 8.4 volt battery.
Hey, that ain't bad, man.
It shot like 320 FPS.
That's pretty
It
good.
was actually decent for a all plastic gun. But me not knowing about airsoft stuff, I thought it was like a standalone unit. I thought I can only get magazines through Crossman. I actually really regret throwing it away because I definitely would have turned that into a sleeper gun.
Like, oh yeah, guys, my first time playing, right? And show up with like all like kind of quote unquote like the rental style gear.
Yeah.
And mark everyone. Quack, quack, quack.
Yep.
DSG.
Yeah, but then some other friends like they got like an MP5K from Galaxy, if you remember that.
Yes,
company.
I do remember. One of my homies actually still runs an MP5K.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really? That's hilarious.
Nick Velasquez.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, we fixed it up for him actually.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, so that was my homie Sam who got the MP5K. My homie Clarence, he got what did he get? I think he got a tri-shot shotgun actually.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, oh snap! All right, I guess I got to get a real airsoft gun. That's where I got my Warrior L96, which is the Maruzen spec, so APS2, I believe. So,
which by the way, that does not reflect how we actually feel about tri-shot shotguns. Tri-shot shotguns are dope.
Oh no, yeah,
I will always run a tri-shot shotgun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I bring a tri-shot shotgun with me everywhere as the very last backup,
because we know for a fact, worst case scenario, nothing else works. Yeah. That's gonna work.
Yeah, it works. It runs great, no problems. But yeah, then I got that, and then I'd say like that was like between 2006 2007, and then after that, like I started working, and then I was like, oh, I'm in this dive. We all dove into because we all started working. Sam, he got a Full Metal Echo 1 M16A4.
Is that the one he still has?
No, that one is now actually. It's funny because he bought that when I started working at GI, and he came in during the Black Friday. He was like, "What's on sale?" I was like, "The best thing that you can get right now is this VFC Echo 1 Platinum," and that's what he runs. And it was cheap. I think we blew it out for like $200.
Bruh,
it was insane.
That's dummy cheap.
Yeah, it was dummy cheap. So I was like, "You will not regret this.
Oh my
you will not
God,
regret it."
That's freaking awesome.
He still uses it to this day. So.
Yeah, he does. No, I've seen him. I actually come across. I've played by myself. Well, not by myself, with my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He came. I took him once to Wildlands, and like we were just playing by ourselves. We didn't announce it anywhere, and I actually saw Sam just playing. Like
that's hilarious.
Yeah, like, we looked at each other like, across the map. And was like, "Is that you, Sam?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he still runs it. Yeah, that's what he runs.
Oh yeah, he has that. He actually he gave it to me so I could try to figure out what's going on with it. It's having an electrical issue.
Oh, okay.
But like, I mean, Isaiah is one of my homies. I consider him one of my brothers, and I like to take care of all my friends. And it's funny because I remember like Sam going through iterations of a different gun. He got the M16. He was like, oh, it's too long. Like
he got the nice PDW.
Yeah,
right?
he got the Bravo. I think it was the RDP, Rapid Deploy gun. But yeah, basically the Knights Armament PDW, and it broke on him. And he was so devastated by it because it was like his first real airsoft gun that he considered was truly his. And I remember he like the day he gave it to me, like just like ashamed. He was like, "Here, you could have this."
Just take. He didn't even say like, "Okay, let me set you," or "Hey, can you fix them?" He just said, "Here, have it."
Yeah,
I'm done. Right? He was defeated.
Yeah, he was definitely defeated. He was like, "I don't know what to do with it." Like it was in a bag full, like in pieces too. I was like, oh man. So like I was like, okay, like I forgot about it. And then I had moved, and as I was moving, like I found it in like one of my storage boxes. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna rebuild this for him.
Yeah.
So I rebuilt it for him, and gave it back to him as a gift. I think for his birthday or something.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to cry.
I want to cry.
It's funny because Sam, he's like one of those stoic faces, like never really an emotional guy. And it was just like I was just like, I knew how much that gun meant to him. And he wasn't expecting anything from it. He thought it was gone forever. I was like, here you go, man. And I'm glad to hear that it's still working to this day.
Yeah, no, that gun still works.
Yeah.
Honestly, for birthday, I actually got you remember freaking Will, one of our former employees here. I still know him. We're still hanging out. Still homies. When he got me the Murray recoil shock for my birthday.
Oh yeah, that was nutty.
I was like flabbergasted that he did that. And it was already pre-upgraded too.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it, bro.
I swear.
Freaking,
Hey, Will is such a good guy, man.
that's
He's
absolutely.
given everyone here like some Gucci
So,
stuff.
oh yes.
But yeah, no, that's how I pretty much started airsoft. Like it transitioned from paintball going into airsoft, and since like the deep dive that I went into with my friends in 2006, 2007, like it's blossomed into this. And
I think what we have to consider is that we are very fortunate though that we were able to get into it alongside friends. I feel like that makes it a lot easier.
oh, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
right? If you have friends that are also interested, whether it be like video games, movies, right? Because again, that's another thing that my buddy and I that we got into. We were always playing video games. We were always playing COD, right? We were always playing Black Ops. We were always watching like movies, whether it be like Black Hawk Down, like literally any military movie or action movie that we could find. It was like, all right, Friday night after school, I don't have to worry about going to class or anything. I'm done with drama club. I can go after swim practice, immediately go to his house, play airsoft, and then watch movies, and then try to reenact them. And
that's hilarious.
yeah, I mean it felt very easy to do it too, because we would do research too, be like, hey, what do you think about this gun? It's like, oh, you know, that's cool, but it's a little too pricey. Maybe go to this website and try to find it here, right? Or we would check out, hey, look at this this gameplay video. And say, look how he moves around, and we try to replicate what we would see. Not very well, but we tried it.
No, that's hilarious. No, I would say being able to play airsoft with friends and getting started in airsoft with friends was definitely a big motivating factor, because you have friends that you know that you can play with, that you can enjoy airsoft with. And you probably do this too, but something that I used to do, even nowadays I'll do, like if I'm at like somewhere cool, like if I'm like at like a cool mall or like a cool warehouse, I'm like, man, it would be cool to play airsoft.
It's in here, yes. Oh, 100% always, dude.
It's just like, man, this place, this factory, this mill.
It gets to a point where I go to like
crazy.
I'll literally go out on a date with Jazz, right? My girlfriend, my fiance. I'll literally go out on a date with her, right, to like a nice restaurant or whatever, and I'm like, I wonder what would be a good sniper position from here. You know what I mean? Like, am I the only one that thinks that? I'm like, man, you know, if I put this table over, if I set it to full auto with a 249, I'm pretty sure I can like gun down a good. This is a good position because I have view of the windows, I have view of the door.
No, I do that too. Actually, I'm pretty like sick with this. Sick as in disturbed.
Yeah. Do you think of the
like? I think of worst case scenario. Like, where's the back door?
Same.
Yeah. Like,
or no, sometimes
I could just get.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is getting a little. Sometimes I think, how much destruction could I cause IRL? Like, I mean, not that I'd ever do it. You know, just saying. You guys ever? You know what I'm saying? Let me know down in the chat if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, it's really cool because, like, well, I would say, like, we were very fortunate to be able to start airsoft with friends, but I think we were kind of unfortunate in the time period that we started airsoft. Because I would say, well, for me at least, 2006, 2007, it was still kind of the Wild West of airsoft.
Oh yeah, all the
in
platforms
America.
are still available.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it's like there wasn't this volume of knowledge online for airsoft.
For those that don't know, around that time period, like when we say like all the platforms available, at that time period when airsoft was fairly newish,
it was becoming mainstream.
It was starting to
or it was becoming more popular.
Starting to become a little bit more popular in like the early 2000s, right? And you could see literally every single like weapons platform imaginable. Everything was available, whether it be P90s, if you wanted to go ahead and see different versions of AKs, if you wanted to go ahead and see Galils, right? If you wanted to go ahead and see FN 2000s. All this stuff was like all these crazy platforms that we don't really get to see as often anymore were basically readily available there. But also the amount of knowledge that was available to the public just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like everything was very much like, okay, you have to go to a tech in order to go ahead, or you have to be very tech savvy in order to really be engaged in this activity. Because shit can happen, and there's not like a whole like not every single shop had a tech.
No, yeah, absolutely, and the knowledge, especially if you had a very niche gun, like if someone walked in with like an FN 2000 or something, they'd be like, I don't even know how to take this apart. Like
how many PSG ones were had to be denied?
Oh yeah, yeah, like there's just like it was very hard trying to learn how to upgrade and work on your own airsoft guns. Like for me, there were even a handful of guns that I got that had broken like after a short period of time, and because it wasn't that popular and no one really knew about it, no one knew how to fix it, I thought it was just done.
Yeah.
Like, and then like I'd sell it or trade it, which now I regret because I know how to fix guns.
It's like at the very least, if you know how to like diagnose and troubleshoot your airsoft gun, like that skill alone would have been like invaluable back in that day. Because the minute someone had a problem, it was like, oh crap, they'd have to like literally ask around if anyone knew anything,
Yep.
or they'd have to call customer service if there even was a customer service support number that was available from the website you bought it from. It was a very different time for airsoft, right?
Absolutely. And nowadays, I'd say even like starting around like 2012, 2013, that's where like a lot of information became available online.
Mhm.
Like Airsoft GI, they've been uploading videos since like 2008, I think.
Sure.
And everyone, like every other shop and like just regular Airsoft influencers started uploading their own content, and now it's like not saturated, but there's a wide variety.
There's a huge amount.
Yeah, like you could find it. Like if there's an airsoft gun that's in existence and it's been out for at least a year or two, there's more than likely going to be everything that you need to know about it online.
Be it disassembly videos, how to go ahead and operate the gun, reviews on guns, plenty of those.
Yep, different
gameplay.
Specs, yeah, all that information should be available online. If not, it's going to be easier to find someone who's knowledgeable on the tech side or have experience working on airsoft guns to help you figure out what's going on with the airsoft gun. And even back then for me, upgrading your airsoft gun was a really big luxury.
Yeah.
Where
you had money if you were able to do that.
Yeah, it's either you paid for what you get, meaning like you pay for the cheap gun, or you pay for the real expensive, good performing gun, or you had the luxury of upgrading an existing airsoft gun. But nowadays, upgrading your airsoft gun is more part of the hobby itself.
Yeah.
Like even though it was part of the hobby back then, nowadays it's like when you get an airsoft gun, like 8 times out of 10, you're probably going to throw some type of upgrade into it.
Yeah.
So I would say, especially not just upgrades, but the quality of airsoft guns and the cost of airsoft guns that they're coming out with nowadays, it's hard to like argue the price difference.
No, like the quality of airsoft guns that are coming out now, like they are significantly higher. Their standard of quality is significantly higher than some of the guns that we've seen like on retail shelves back in the day. There were some guns that you're like, what the fuck is this? Like how did anyone inspect this gun?
Oh right? Yeah.
Like it was pretty bad. And like again, no customer service, no tech help was available at that time.
Well, also like because back then there weren't really any like set distributors, or they were very limited and far between, where like guns didn't have warranties coming out of the box.
Yeah, that was another thing too.
Yeah, so it's like if you bought a gun, it's like, hey, this is final sale.
Like whatever you get, that's whatever
you're
happens,
you're
on your own.
Yeah, the moment that you take it out of the store, you're done. Like that's it, it's yours forever. So I mean, yeah, like we have some examples here on the table of what I think we would consider to be like very good.
All these are options that both you and I have like picked out, and that we've obviously talked a lot about these individually beforehand. But honestly, I picked some of these guns out, and if I were a beginner starting nowadays, if I had literally given any one of these guns, I would be very happy. I'd be very fucking happy.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: the standard of a quote unquote beginner or starter airsoft gun has definitely changed.
I feel like that's kind of the trend right now in like airsoft, and over the last couple of years, you kind of noticed that like when we were still, very not new, but we were playing a little bit
younger.
When we were younger men.
Yeah. When we were innocent.
We were innocent children.
Untainted by the world.
We were still pure. Back in the day, right, like there was very much a clear distinction between a beginner affordable gun, a mid-tier rifle, and then a high-end gun. There was very much like you knew exactly what the distinction was, and they were very, very distinct, for lack of a better word. They were very distinct as to what you were getting. You knew exactly what it was, right? But I feel like the line between a beginner, like affordable gun, and the mid-tier gun is like kind of blurred now, and I feel like it's kind of hard to separate. Granted, a lot of that has to do with the fact that like airsoft as a whole has gotten a little bit pricier in recent years, but that is a thing. Unfortunately, guns that used to be freaking 160 back like 5 years ago now are like 2 something.
That's true. That is very valid. And I mean, as time goes on, like things change, taxes change.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Cost of materials, cost of living goes up. But like when I started getting into like a quote unquote solid AEG with a plastic everything.
Yeah, not even polymer, just
yeah,
plastic.
like regular, like ABS, fragile plastic, and maybe a metal gearbox would be around $200 to $300, right? But nowadays you can get a nice solid polymer receiver that is actually rigid, that is actually very durable, that can take a beating with standard gearbox that has maybe a feature or two that you'd see on a high-end gun. Out of the box for starting like 170-ish.
Yeah,
Give or take.
there are some guns now like that you can get like that even for like 150 that are like a solid deal. But yeah, typically around the 150 to 200 mark, you can get a solid performing airsoft AEG that's going to come out of the box with a lot of like upgrade. Well, for even though some people might not consider them upgrades anymore.
Yeah,
that's just honestly, I'm gonna say it. I don't care if I sound like a boomer. That's just y'all being spoiled. All
yeah,
right?
no, absolutely.
Like
the airsoft market now, like, is super spoiled. Like, for instance,
this is like the number one that I usually recommend.
Lancer Tactical Gen 2, right? This is a solid polymer airsoft gun, polymer rail, polymer receiver, but it's metal where it needs to be. The outer barrel, the buffer tube,
the gearbox.
But the gearbox itself has a feature that you only used to see in high-end airsoft guns, which is a quick change spring system.
Yeah, that was like having a quick change spring system, and it's a true quick change as well. It's not like you have to take the gearbox out of the body, which don't get me wrong, it's still good. But you know, this is a true quick change spring system where all you have to do is remove the actual stock, take out the buffer tube, literally just punch the spring guide in, twist out, change the spring, repeat the process, and you're done. It takes at most maybe 10 minutes to do.
Yep.
Like it's a very easy process. So, you know, back when we were playing back in the day, it was very much you buy one gun for outdoors. Then you also have to have a different setup entirely or whole other airsoft gun for playing indoors. Because again, FPS restrictions. But this makes it so much easier to go ahead and do both.
Yeah, unless you were that tech savvy and you were planning it out like at least a few days in advance, and you were willing to take apart the gun, swap the spring.
Freaking Rain Man, dude, like out in the field, I would see all of them, right? You knew who the techs were because they brought their whole setup, like on the field. They had one thing, like, you know, the benches they put up. They had the whole thing for themselves.
Just in case.
And they were working on their guns. They had the freaking magnifying glasses. They're like doing the soldering and everything. They're like, hold on, my gun's shooting a little too hot. And then they would just, right then and there, they would just swap out the springs, do an entire disassembly, put it back together within like an hour.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, an hour is really impressive.
Yeah,
to take apart the entire gearbox and swap it out, that's actually really impressive. But yeah, like guns like this that come with a quick change spring system. This is Lancer Tactical LT04. I believe this retails for
$175, $179.
Yeah,
it's basically like around $170. You are going to get again, like Sissy said, full polymer construction, but this is the nylon reinforced polymer. So this thing is absolutely freaking durable as fuck. And it's lightweight, which, again, I know some people are going to be like, oh, metal is nothing. Metal means good quality.
No, let me tell you something. After I did the torture test video on the Lancer Tactical Gen 2,
which is on our YouTube channel, check it out.
Yeah, absolutely check that out. I was already like a very big fan of polymer because G&G.
Of course,
they kind of revolutionized the airsoft world with polymer receivers, but more companies are starting to come out with polymer receivers and, you know, come out with a quality product for the $150 to like $250 range with solid internals. Like this comes with the battery, comes with the charger, comes with like 500 rounds of BBs. This even has a 1-year warranty. Lancer Tactical is one of the only companies that offers a 1-year warranty on a starter airsoft gun.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But it also has, again, upgraded 6.03 inner barrel type bore. Some of you guys, again, might not consider that to be an upgrade, but it is.
It is. Like 100% it is. There's no doubt about it. Like, there are still guns that come out like on the lower end spectrum of affordability. Like we're talking sub 150 that won't come included with that still. There are plenty of companies that still won't include a 63 Type 4 inner barrel. So yeah, it is going to be an upgrade.
Including Tokyo.
Another very easy feature. Again, that is becoming the standard. But again, you have to understand where we're coming from, where you had the old traditional like tiny little pinwheels that you had to
it was the dial style where it was like 3 sets of gears to rotate the hop-up arm.
So come down,
So what happens is because it's spinning this way with the arm, when there's pressure pushed up against the hop-up arm, if your knob wasn't like secure, wasn't tight, it would back out. And after a few shots, you'd have no hop. And then you have to adjust it again versus the rotary style because it is going opposite direction. I forget. There's parallel. What's the other one?
Perpendicular?
Perpendicular to the hop-up arm.
Geometry.
Yeah. It stays locked into place. and the only movement you'll get is from the arm. If it's made of plastic, it'll flex a little bit, but it'll stay consistent. So yeah, like this is one gun that's definitely like really a high contender for an entry level gun, especially since it's under $200.
Yeah, this is honestly like I will always try to stock this gun, especially in the storefront, because we get a lot of people who are interested in playing airsoft, a lot of newer players that are looking for something that's going to be affordable, something that's going to be very easy to attain, and something that's, again, you can use for years and years and years, right?
Yep.
This is still using a version 2 gearbox. You can still put any version 2 upgrade components that you want into this. You want to put a gate titan in there, new gear set, new piston, new motor, you name it, you can do it with this thing. And it's actually very easy. In fact, a lot of the customs that we actually built were built off of a standard Gen 2 gearbox. Like, it's very simple to work on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the reason like our techs and even myself like them so much is because it's completely accepting to like aftermarket parts, upgrades, but it keeps costs low. So if you're already planning on building like a high-end airsoft gun or like a high-performance airsoft gun, and you want to save money where you can, going with this, where you're planning on swapping out everything except the receiver and the gearbox,
it's going to save you a ton of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not only that, but as a beginner too, it's very tempting to buy a gun very similar to this, like any of the standard Gen 2 models. Again, they come in many different like shapes and sizes, right? If you wanted one with a different rail system, you wanted one with a shorter barrel, more of like an SBR, like a Mark 18. Yeah, absolutely, those exist. But this is going to come included with a 9.6 nickel hydrate battery, a standard wall charger out of the box. So literally everything you need to get out and play.
Even the battery itself, like guns like,
Here,
like JG come with an 8.4 volt battery, right? So it's already like a weaker, it's already weaker battery versus these Gen 2s, they come with a 9.6 volt.
Yeah.
This right here was the standard of airsoft for a long period of time, for a very long period of time. Like these right here were definitely what you wanted to use if you weren't using LiPo.
Yeah.
So that alone is just something to be
and it's hard
about.
And again, going back to the 1-year warranty, right? Like not every company will warranty their guns, let alone for an entire year, which is something that I think is really, really freaking cool that they offer.
Yep.
But again, this is not going to be the only option that you as a beginner have, right? Now, again, typically for beginner players, we do typically recommend people stick with the AR, the M4, the M16, just because, again, it's the easiest platform to work with, easiest to find parts for. Again, version 2 gearbox, most common gearbox in all of airsoft.
Oh, yeah.
But there are other options that also use a version 2 gearbox. Ah, thank you. We have two right here. This is the ACW Spectre. We also have the LT35 Battle X. So both of these, oddly enough, even though they do look similar enough in their pistol caliber,
it's just the stock.
It's a stock that's going to be the same.
Yeah, these are quite different.
Yeah,
in terms of the rest of the gun.
Yes.
So for this one is going to be a pistol caliber carbine, or PCC as it is known. These use a pistol style magazine. Wow, that was loaded.
Yeah, I had it loaded just in case you wanted to shoot up.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, Boaz is cleaning the range, so we will shoot in a little bit. But yeah, these use a pistol style magazine. So this one is meant to be styled after a 9mm magazine. That looks very familiar. But the gun itself is using a standard version 2 gearbox. So not only that, it has a lot of the same features. I mean, this is a Lancer Tactical Gen 2, so you are getting a rotary saw hop-up unit, the 6.03 inner barrel, the quick change spring system, the true quick change spring system, and it shoots great out of the box. Again, that durable polymer receiver, and modern features like the PDW stock, which is spring-loaded with the button,
there you go,
and the M-lock rail. Just a few things that make it a little bit more modern. And the Battle X retails for $204, I believe. Maybe $200 flat,
actually.
But about $200. But again, this is still a loaded airsoft gun that's very competitive out of the box. Like to get like something like this didn't exist before 2016.
Yeah, no, I wish this existed back in the day.
Yeah,
because back in the day, like PDW stocks too. That's another feature too. PDW stocks, if they even were available, or like the tanker stocks, when they were available, you basically...
Oh, this was already wired to Dean's too. Comes with adapter.
They didn't offer that much battery space. This would have been like the #1 selling stock back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This PDW stock has so much battery space, it's ridiculous. And because this is from Lancer, this does have a 1-year warranty as well. I do believe they offer that across the board with all of their airsoft guns.
All their airsoft guns are going to come with a 1-year
Insane.
warranty. Yeah,
All their Gen 2 Pro line hybrids
Mhm.
and Gen 3s, not the old Gen 1s. If you find one of those, I pray for you. No, there's no battery. But I mean, even that, like flip up sights. Flip up sights is definitely something that you would pay for aftermarket back in the day. This is absolutely a solid gun.
As of the time of this podcast right now, normally is retailing for $204. You got that right, but it's actually discounted right now for $193.80.
$190, so under $200.
$200.
And we haven't even mentioned, guys, you can get 10% off your entire order at airsoftgi.com with coupon code 20th 20th. It's that simple. Just use it at checkout. It'll apply to everything on your order. The only thing the coupon code doesn't work toward is shocker deals. Those are the discounts that are available online for a limited amount of time. Those are the best discounts that we can give on those products. Yeah. And honestly, we tried, but it just couldn't happen.
But get this, even though this is already discounted, use coupon code 20th because it's technically speaking not a shocker deal. That'll count towards it. You'll get an additional 10% off. That's double the savings you're getting.
And because it's over $179, it'll get automatic free shipping.
Oh yeah,
you'll earn rewards for credit, and you'll also enter the $4,300 shopping spree giveaway. Absolutely insane. People are spoiled nowadays.
No, yeah, no. What people are 100% spoiled right now. Like y'all don't know, like for anyone that's getting into it, y'all don't know how hard it was to go ahead and get deals that they were actually this good. Yeah. Another one that I wanted to bring up was the ACW Spectre SMG. This one is going to be using the exact same stock. It is going to be using the spring-loaded PDW stock.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Very easy to go ahead and open that up. It's already pre-wired to these, but it comes included with a small kinetic adapter. Now, this
same internals as the Battle X.
Yeah. So you're still going to be getting the same version 2 gearbox. You are going to be getting. Let's see if I can close this bad boy. It's hard to see on this. There we go. It's going to come included with a 603 Type 4 inner barrel. It should also be using. Oh wait, yeah, can't forget.
No, this is actually a Tokyo Marui spec. So the hop-up arm is right here on that side.
So literally, this little lever that sticks out like this, just forward, back, and that's how you just hop the chamber. Very much like the MP5. Yeah, this thing is freaking dope. Here's the thing. If you were looking for, I could say it, we've said it before. If you were looking for like an MP5 lookalike on a budget, right? Because this guy should be going for less than $220 right now. I believe it's actually going for around the same price as the LT35.
Yep.
This guy, highly, highly recommend it. Because again, still version 2. You can put whatever you want into this bad boy.
Solid polymer receiver as well. Same performance again, like I said, of the LT35. Again, it's just like one of those types of things where it's like, how is the community, how's the airsoft market this spoiled?
Yeah.
Because a gun like this, when I started, would have easily been $350.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that. I mean, that was all that was available, right? Like, but again, I like that manufacturers are actually starting to listen to the airsoft community and actually give us what they wanted. Again, for many years, people have been saying, I want an affordable MP5 style AEG. I want something that's still going to be very lightweight, that's still going to be compatible with a ton of aftermarket support parts, right?
Yep.
There you go. This is exactly what you want. This is exactly what you needed. So again, another option for you. Order it.
Yeah. So I mean, we've shown off the Spectre, we've shown off the Battle X, and we've shown off the Lance Tactical Gen 2. Now, let's say you have a little bit more of a budget on hand. Let's say you're going anywhere from like $200 to $250-ish.
Sure.
That's definitely a good chunk of change right there. You could definitely get into any of these and get a little bit more. But if you want to focus more on the gun itself and get better performance out of the box, these are a few options that we would highly recommend as well.
Another one that I want to go and take a look at is going to be the Classic Army. I believe now this again, I started getting a little bit more experience with the Gen 2s and the Classic Army Skirmish series when I switched over to Storefront.
Mm-hmm.
And if my memory serves me correctly, both of them came out around 2016, but we started selling them more in Storefront and just online around 2017.
I think they were in development 2016 because I think we were actually the first ones to get the Classic Army Skirmish line.
Gotcha.
So
I remember these were very new when I started selling them. Too.
Oh yeah.
For those that don't know, my first day was actually a sale day. It was during a holiday sale. So I was like, all right, cool. Here's your first day.
He'll never let anybody forget.
No. It was really rough, man. Because it was like, all right, first day. Here's my training. All right, here your training starts now. Go ahead and make some money. Yep. Fuck. Okay. Hey, made over $1,000 my first day. So.
Hey, yeah. But the Classic Army Skirmish line is definitely one that is competitive as hell. Especially with what they include out of the box. So all the Skirmish line series now come with the ECS gearbox.
Yeah, which is a very easy, like programmable MOSFET for a lot of people. It's like baby's first MOSFET.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it has active braking. You can program it to semi-auto only, 3-round burst, 5-round burst.
Semi-lock.
Yeah, semi-lock it. So it's definitely like has a lot more features than a lot of airsoft guns on the market. Still using the nylon reinforced polymer receiver, metal where it needs to be. The gearbox shell though is the same gearbox shell that's used in the Classic Army Nemesis series, which is their high-end line.
I think this thing is durable.
Yeah, so the internals themselves are going to be a little bit different. The piston, the gear set, all that stuff is going to be different. But you are getting the same gearbox shell, which means the same durability of the shell itself. But out of the box, it shoots great. Has a 25K motor, I believe, or 21K.
I believe it's a 21K.
Probably 21K, but it's LiPo ready out of the box.
Yeah.
We're taking a level 1 LiPo. Trigger response and rate of fire are fantastic. No need to change anything out. Honestly, if you're going to do anything, it comes with the 6.03 in the barrel and rotary style hop-up unit. I'd probably say just change the bucking, like a unicorn airsoft bucking.
And if you really want to change the barrel too, you can go with one of those. But change the bucking out and then change the hop-up nub too. Because again, that near R-hop level of like consistency is like fucking god tier. Yeah. But yeah, this is the ML10. So obviously you can tell M-Lock, 10 inch. Yeah, go figure, right? So this is going to be a very popular model out of all these skirmish series that we actually saw in front for a very good reason. Again, it is going to be more of that sort of SBR length, but offer the full, really clean M-Lock rail system on here. Again, easy to go ahead and put on accessories, whatever your choice is. Picatinny up top, rotary style hop chamber, like quick change spring system, and that ECS trigger, which again, I've always loved having these in the storefront because these are a very convenient, very easy option. And these typically retail for around the 220 to 230 price point.
Yeah. Absolutely. I do believe the ML10 might be discounted right now.
Probably,
well.
yeah.
But again, we do have that 10% off coupon code 20th.
20TH. Make
sure you guys use that at airsoftjedi.com right now because that coupon code is only going to be here for a very limited time. But yeah, the Classic Army skirmish line, I actually did a torture test on the first generation of them as well. They're solid. The polymer itself, I'd say, feels a little lighter, thinner, a little lighter than the Lance Tactical Gen 2s, but it's still durable on its own.
Yeah,
like I haven't seen a Classic Army skirmish receiver crack. Like,
me either.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Another option that is around the same price point is actually going to be Arcturus.
So Arcturus is actually, for those that don't have, I'm going to. For those that don't have or don't know, haven't heard of this brand, Arcturus is actually making quite a name for himself. They're actually one of the newer brands to come out in the airsoft scene. They came out around, what would you say, 2019, I believe?
So I think they hit U.S. market in 2019. So that's when we first got them in.
Yeah, the only market that mattered.
Oof. But yeah, we got them out here in the U.S. 2019, and they hit the ground running.
Yeah, I remember. I used to Bossman used to send me out to Project N1, and he used to bring me all these samples of the new guns, of all the new Arcturus guns. And I had them all laid out on the table, and every single player that was there would come out and be like, "Oh, are you selling these right now?" And we couldn't sell them because, one, they're samples, and two, you don't want to sell like solicit inside another store because they have the pro shop.
Of course.
But everyone was just like, everyone's like, "I can't sell to you, but here's our store if you want to come by when they drop." But yeah, like there are series of like AKs and
Actually,
ARs.
Can you hand me a battery? We should test fire all the.
You want to test fire them right now? Yeah,
all the guns that we had.
So the M4 has one, but here.
Boaz is done cleaning the range.
There you go. And here's the adapter for it.
Thank you, appreciate you. So yeah, I just want to show off the different performance at the different.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that first. We'll do that first.
And see.
So this one is the Lance Tactical LT04B Gen 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Standard Gen 2, which means standard internal parts. Actually, another noting feature of the Lance Tactical Gen 2 that I really like is it has a full metal rack piston.
Yeah.
So that's
actually rare, actually.
Yeah, getting that out of the box, especially on a more entry level gun, is really nice because that piston is actually really good.
Yeah.
That piston's actually
holds up
solid.
Would you say it's comparable to like some of the like the SHS ones, or because I know a lot of those like internal parts come from the same factory, but
no, I'd say it's honestly closer
better?
To I'd say it's better than SHS.
Wow.
Oh no, I thought you said SRC. No.
Oh,
SHS. I would say it's about similar.
Okay.
There's another company, I forget their name, but it's on par with like their standard stuff too. So I mean, of course, you have like super upgraded parts from SHS, like the high speed gear sets. But if you're just comparing like bones to bones. I'd say it's on par with all of their stock internal stuff.
Gotcha.
So, all right.
Shooting this bad boy. Should be shooting about 370 to about 385 FPS.
That's actually really snappy.
Yeah, with level 1, it's great.
I thought it was actually going to be much slower than this. That's actually not bad.
Oh. High cap.
It's a
350 rounder high cap.
That's not bad, actually.
Right?
What did 11
for sub $200? Like,
yeah.
Like this?
That's actually not bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Honestly, I would as a beginner, I would have been absolutely happy. Actually, believe it or not, I actually bought one of these. I think 2019.
Okay.
I bought one for my little brother because he wanted to start playing Airsoft a little bit more.
So I do remember this.
So I got him basically the Mark 18 Mod 0 version of this.
Yeah.
LT04 something. I don't remember the exact model, but yeah, I bought him one of those, and he was like, he went to N1. And of all of his group of friends, he had the best performing gun.
Really?
Yeah. He was like
hilarious.
murdering people left and right. He's actually really good when it comes to playing CQB.
Hey, respect.
But yeah, no, he was saying, yeah, this is the best gun I've ever like shot. And I was like, yeah, it's a stock like Lancer.
That's hilarious. Hey, it proves something.
It proves that it has the what it takes to hang with the best of them.
Exactly. So let me clear this, so then we'll clean that up later. Sorry, boys, you just cleaned the range.
We'll try to keep it clean, boys.
So I think it's fair to just shoot
all the ones we've talked about so far. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's do it.
I mean, you loaded up the mag.
Yeah, they're all loaded up.
Okay, so there's your adapter.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, while I'm doing this, could you battery that up?
Yeah. So again, to access the battery compartment on the Battle X, in case you guys are curious, spring loaded, PW spring, right? So go ahead and press the button right here. Comes right out.
Booyah!
All you got to do is literally just hold on to one side and it'll just come right off. Right? Very, very easy.
Yeah.
It comes with this adapter, but we're not going to need that right now because our battery, thankfully, is already pre-wired to beans.
To beans.
The beans. I'm going to attach that battery in there, and you have, look at all this. You have so much, try not to flex this way. You have so much space that's available in here, and you actually have a little bit of a cavity as well, so you can tuck in more.
Yep. I'm going to make sure that the video is still going strong.
Yep.
How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Don't forget to use coupon code
20th
to save 10% off your entire order at airsoftgi.com.
So then you go in and just clap that back on using a little bit of force, and it goes right in. Go ahead and insert that magazine. It does come included with this 100 and...
Wait, don't shoot! Wait, I'm downrange!
Oh, cool, moving target. Anyway, it comes included with this mid-cap magazine right out of the box. I believe it's 120?
120 round magazine, and it's compatible with the Classic Army PXG9, X9 magazines, and
Zion Arms,
and PTS, the Air 9 Max. So it actually has a lot of compatibility.
There's a lot of aftermarket mag choices you guys got when you buy one of these. So, all right.
Yep.
Sights, flip those up, and yep, just solid, full auto.
Yeah.
You can go ahead
and very solid. Can't complain. And again, it normally retailing for $204, but it's on sale, and you could stack the coupon code on it. This one is really a no-brainer.
FPS should be shooting at about like 330, 340
it feels
FPS.
so crispy.
It's good.
This is people are spoiled. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's already ready for like indoor CQB play.
I'm gonna hand you that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the battery out of here. So, booyah.
But okay,
yeah, it's so simple to swap out batteries too. Like that's one thing about this PDW stock that I really like. Oh yes, thank you. That I really like is that you could just like, especially on the field.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the amount of times that I've seen people with like full M16 stocks trying to change, or if they have an AK that's the dust cover.
Oh.
Or if it was one of the locking butt plate ones that you had to screw in to access, like my boy Sam and his RPD or RPK. Sorry, RPK. So bad. Yeah, just very convenient.
I need to get my RPK worked on actually.
Everything's just like that's coming out now. It's just pretty well thought out. They're implementing technology that has been developed into a more affordable package for airsofters to get started. Really, really simple.
Yeah. Next up, we have the ACW Spectre SMG.
I love this thing, man.
Okay, for those that were wondering, you can do the slap.
To be careful doing that.
But to be careful doing, yeah. Be careful doing
that is plastic.
You also do get a full Picatinny segment right up on top here. So if you wanted to go and start mounting your optics on there, by all means, go for it. And it is using this really nice polymer handguard on here, which M-LOK compatible.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and put whatever sort of like flashlight or vertical grip.
Very nice.
Very nice. Let's go ahead and shoot this bad boy as well. It's going to be using the same internals as the LT35. Very good. Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is so easy to.
Yeah.
So nice.
A very familiar platform as well. You can easily just manipulate it. Ambidextrous controls. It keeps up. It keeps up. I don't know what else you want me to tell you guys.
And then out of the box FPS, again, it's gonna be the same thing. 330, 340-ish FPS.
It's just, and it has a quick chain spring system.
And it's a quick chain spring system.
And it's a true quick chain spring system. You
It's,
can access
no, it's true, yeah. And just in case you guys are wondering, it is compatible with MP5 furniture.
Oh yes.
I'm just
and
saying.
Mags.
Oh yeah, and Mags too.
Hand me the.
Did ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can throw that back in there. But all right, now getting into the, I would consider these mid-tier, mid-level airsoft
fair.
guns. Even though they're not that much more expensive, they are offering like above their weight in airsoft guns.
Oh yeah.
Like in terms of features and performance.
The Manny Pacquiao of airsoft guns. I don't know.
Hey, facts, I'm Filipino.
Hey, there you go.
Mostly Filipino. It's funny having to explain to people that I'm actually mixed. It's hilarious because like everything about me screams Filipino, but it's like, oh, I'm pretty mixed.
Wait, who's mixed on? Because I know both your mom and your dad are.
Both my grandfathers.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I think my grandfather, my great grandfather. I think some. I'll look up the family tree. I'll do like an ancestry or something. To figure it out. Hey, you're
23andMe.
You're 1% Mongolian. Oh wow.
Well, I mean, isn't that like one thing like most Asians can usually trace back? Like they go far enough back. Like
oh no, yeah, actually, I think that is a fact.
Like what's his name again?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. There you go. I was like, I'm gonna say, you know, the barbecue place.
He got busy. He was. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, he was a bit of a bastard. All right, so let's go ahead and shoot this. This is the ML10. It's going to be, I believe, out of the box, should be shooting at about like 360, 370 FPS.
Think, yeah.
Oh, look at people in the range.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay, okay. What's going on, man?
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, you're chilling, dude. You're chilling.
All right, brother. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're chilling. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this bad boy right now.
Yeah. Later, brother.
Woo. Right now, it's programmed for that 3-round burst. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3.
It's just,
it's
one of those things, man. Like, it's so snappy. Okay, hold on. And let me show you how easy it is to actually program.
Oh, yeah.
So, with the battery in, point it in a safe direction, make sure magazine's out, press and hold the trigger, hold it for like 10-ish seconds.
It'll be a few seconds.
And then it'll start to beat just like that. And from there, so it tells you the program that it's in. So 3-round burst in full auto.
To toggle through the different options, all you need to do is literally just click the trigger.
Yep. The next one?
5.
That's 5-round burst and full auto. That's semi.
Semi-lock?
Semi-lock. That's semi.
Full auto.
So then to activate it, I think you just switch it into safe.
Yeah. Or no, switch it to the other side. There you go, and then back, and then you're good.
So then semi. Oh, do you not hear that? Yeah. Well,
yeah, we're just gonna shoot this bad boy again.
And considering that this is like $30 to $50-ish more than some of these entry-level guns, you get so much more. That just you can hear the rate of fire is faster. You can hear the trigger response is much snappier. It's 11-1 LiPo ready.
Comes good with a 350 round mid-cap, 350 rounds, 350 round high cap magazine right out of the box. Like everything you need. Also,
is it 350 or 300?
This one should be 350.
Oh, nice.
You're also going to get some M-Lock rail segments as well. So if you want to go ahead and put some Picatinny accessories on there, it comes right out of the box.
Yeah. It also comes with the flip-up iron sights from Classic Army. And it actually comes with the Fast Attack tri-prong flash hider. So, you know, this is the orange flash hider, but Classic Army went a little bit extra. They actually made theirs to work with their Fast Attack mock suppressor.
It's a QD suppressor too. Yeah. And like the suppressors themselves, like usually only cost like 20-ish bucks.
Yeah, they're really affordable.
You literally just put it on. I think even for a while there was the polymer one, which was like $10 or something. It was dirt cheap.
Yeah,
because there's the metal one.
I think we
have the metal one still.
Oh, nice.
Metal one's $20. The other one I think is like a little less.
Yeah,
but it literally just screws right onto the threads on top of the on the tri-prong. So it literally just goes right on top.
Yep.
So yeah, you can have a suppressor on without having to tamper with the orange tip, thereby keeping your warranty in place.
Exactly.
I'm gonna keep doing this because oh, so nice.
It speaks for itself.
It's just such a good option, honestly.
Oh man, like yeah, definitely Classic Army. So we do have the Arcturus as well. But while you're battering up the Arcturus,
Sure.
there's actually another gun that I highly recommend as well. It's from Lance Tactical. Again, this one is, I don't think I can say it's new anymore, but it is like one of their newer releases. So this was released back in 2021, I think. This is Lance Tactical Gen 3. So it's using the same polymer receiver as the Lance Tactical Gen 2. It is using the same gearbox shell, some of the same internal components, the 6.03 inner barrel, rotary saw hop-up unit, quick change spring system, but it is going to be using a different motor, and installed in the Gen 3 is going to be the biggest game changer, which is the Zion Arms Nebula MOSFET. This MOSFET is hands down probably the best MOSFET in an airsoft gun out of the box, okay? Coming out of the box from a manufacturer. So this can be programmed from semi-auto only, 2-round burst, 3-round burst, 4-round burst, up to 5-round burst, full auto, active braking, and again, all the other features from the Lance Tactical Gen 2 and the upgraded motor. You are getting an extremely like affordable package with so much loaded into it. For really cheap. We'll talk about the performance in a second, but I've raved about this long enough that you guys know what's going on. But Isaias does have the Arcturus. I believe this is the NY02 or 03.
I want to confirm that because this one is going to be using the different stock on here. I believe this one might be part of the sword lineup. Let me go ahead and double check that right now.
Interesting. Yeah,
I thought it was the NY02 CQ first, and then I saw the stock, and I was like, oh, wait.
That could be updated, though, because sometimes manufacturers, what they'll do is they'll update their newest line. Like the next, if they made changes in their line, they'll just add
it is for sure. It is for sure the sword. It is the sword CQB AEG. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. There you go.
Oh, nice. How much does this one go for?
That one retails for $240.
240.
240 FPS for 240 FPS. 240 price point. But again, you can actually get that a lot cheaper just by using coupon code 20th. Again, 20CH. Just plug that in when you're checking out, and you're gonna get that additional 10% off this bad boy.
Yeah. But
hey, that coupon code expires, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've been talking about it. But you know, what we have said about the gun, polymer receiver set does have the metal rail. But quick change spring system, this one actually has a 6.02 rotor saw hop-up unit.
That extra.
A functioning bolt catch, which is very nice.
It
ambidextrous controls as well. So that's actually something that you don't see until you get into higher end airsoft guns. But very nice feature. Let's give it a test fire. Oh, and it does have a micro switch trigger.
Yeah. So
it makes it so easy to shoot. Even though this doesn't have a MOSFET, the micro switch trigger does make a huge difference. You could just bounce the trigger back and forth. Rate of fire is pretty healthy as well.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love micro switch triggers on the Arcturus. They're just so satisfying and so clicky too. Just full auto.
I know. Boaz loves the micro switch trigger on the Arcturus. Like it feels almost like a real, like trigger break.
Yeah.
Not exactly, obviously, but it gives you some type of feedback compared to a regular AEG where it's just a spring and you're just pulling all the way back. And you don't really feel anything besides the vibration of the gearbox. So could you rip that battery out?
Yeah, of course.
So again, the Lance Tactical Gen 3. These are going to start anywhere from 230-ish to
Gen 3s? Gen 3s actually start even lower.
Really?
Yeah, Gen 3s, there are some.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they start at, I believe, about like 210, 220.
Yeah.
And they can go up from there.
Yeah, so some of the base Gen 3 models, like the M4 Riz version, start off at about like 215, 220-ish. This is the M-Lock version, which I do believe retails for $234. Yeah, around $230 dollars in price. But again, coupon code 20th to save 10% off of your entire order at airsoftgi.com. And if you heard the beep from the gun, that is the Zion Arms MOSFET activating.
It's basically like when you turn on your Apple computer, right? It's basically that.
Is that what an Apple computer sounds like when turning on?
Yeah. You've had PC your entire life, huh? Yeah.
I'm poor.
Oh.
But all right. Well, let's give it a test fire. Hold on. Mark these down.
Yep.
There we go. I already knew it. And the rate of fire. Still pretty healthy. Yeah. Still pretty. Oh, my bad. Oh. Let me load this up with these for you.
No,
that Zion Arms MOSFET adds so much of a performance boost for about the same price as as the Arcturus or the Classic Army skirmish line. So you are getting so much out
Again,
of it.
rotary style hop chamber, 603 type inner barrel, true quick change spring system, and most, if not all, the Gen 3s will come included with a low FPS spring right out of the box.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Let me ask you something there.
Sure.
What's so good about rotary hop? You keep saying.
We talked about it earlier.
So back in the day, right, it was very much like the old dial style hopper chambers. You really had to pinch your fingers in just to go ahead and adjust, and it never really felt like very secure what you're doing. It just felt like you were like, I think I adjusted it properly. With a rotary, it's very easy. It's just one wheel, just rotate up or down, and that's literally all it takes.
So what is a hop up? A lot of people don't know.
So hop up is basically adding, in a nutshell.
Watch our videos on it. We'll plug it right there in the chat, guys.
Well, there you go. But it adds basically
see
back
how
to your
angry he is because you don't watch his video.
Because we're trying to test fire a gun and you don't have any iPro on.
I'm not even in the shot.
You are in the shot.
Yeah, no, everything from
no, you everything up to the right there.
No, absolutely. So for those that don't know, hop up is essentially just adding, or what is hop up, right? It's essentially, in a nutshell, adding backspin to your BBs, right? So inside every airsoft gun, I wish this one didn't have a magnet, but inside every airsoft, we'll use this Arcturus because it's locked in place, right?
Yep.
Every airsoft gun is going to have a hop-up chamber, right? This is what is going to feed the BBs from your magazine into the hop-up chamber, and this hop-up chamber is connected to the inner barrel that's situated inside of the outer barrel. The outer barrel is what you see, inner barrel is inside. Go figure, right?
And for those of you guys that don't know what hop-up is, it basically is applying a backspin to the BB to increase its maximum range.
You don't touch it. Whenever you shoot a BB, it's going to shoot, but it's just going to drop. You're not going to get the maximum range or potential that you could be getting from your airsoft gun, which is why you have to adjust it. There is a rubber nub that sits right inside of the hop unit that's going to apply downward force onto the bucking itself. That's going to make contact with the BB. That will add backspin to it. You need to adjust it according to whatever weight BB you are using. They're all going to weigh a little bit differently. The minimum you want us to go with is 0.20 gram, but you can go heavier. Limitations, of course.
Absolutely. So it all depends on your specific setup and how you're running things. Hop-up is definitely not something that could be like generalized. It definitely has to be fine-tuned per each airsoft gun. So keep that in mind. But it's actually really simple. Again, check out our video explaining hop-up, BB weights, BB or inner barrel lengths, where we go in depth about it and how you can maximize your performance on this.
I get it as a beginner player because I used to be actually really afraid of like what hop like, you know how to adjust your hop? I was like, I think I got it, and I didn't know if I was actually doing it right or not, right? Because again, my guns were so jank at the time, right? So like, it's not hard. It's not. I can understand as a beginner it might be a little intimidating, but I highly recommend, in order to get the best performance out of your airsoft gun, really look into experimenting with your hop chamber, see how it performs, and see how it hops. Again, if this monkey can figure out how to do it, so can you.
If this monkey can figure it out, you're a clown. But all right, Isaiah, give the Gen 3 a test fire.
Yes. I'm gonna wind that high cap up as you do.
The high cap gang.
It's so. Here's the thing. All these guns that we shot were already like pretty damn good, right?
Oh,
They're already really snappy, especially with 11-1. They had a pretty healthy rate of fire. But this,
that's here's the game changing.
Like, that triggers is so easy. Oh, and you know what my favorite feature about the Nebula MOSFET is? Binary.
Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that you can do binary on that Nebula MOSFET. Again, the Lance Tactical Gen 3s come with Design Arms Nebula MOSFET, which is replacing your standard electronics with a programmable one that offers more to increase the performance. Kind of like the Classic Army Skirmish, but this one is more of a basic MOSFET with less programmability compared to Design Arms Nebula MOSFET. Not saying that this is this is bad.
I love
Still
the
great.
Classic Army ECS. I think the ECS was like everyone's gateway into programmable MOSFETs, I would say. Especially for a lot of players that were getting into airsoft around the 2016, 2017 mark.
Oh yeah.
This was definitely one of those guns that you knew about because, again, that programmability in a beginner tier gun, because when these first came out, these were actually a lot more affordable too.
Yep.
These actually used to be under $200.
Oh yeah, crazy. But even then, of course, as time goes on, cost of living, cost of everything goes up. It's not dramatically expensive.
Fuck no, hell
no. Again, around the $215 to $230 price range, you can get either one of these, the Skirmish line or the Lancer Tactical Gen 3, and you'll be very, very well set.
And for those wondering, like, why does this gun look so different compared to that one? First of all, this is an airsoft gun. It is. It has, yes. So all these can look just like this. This is actually specifically part of the field-ready combo lineup that we sell on our website. we will take an airsoft gun very similar to any one of these platforms. And
Yep.
in fact, many of these we've actually
Actually,
done. I'm like, yeah, we've done most of these actually
for field ready combos.
for field ready combos, where we'll go ahead and pre-accessorize it for you, where we'll come included with all the accessories you need to go ahead and tackle the airsoft field, whether it be coming included with lights, maybe a trace unit, a pec box of some kind, a foregrip, and of course an optic. Sometimes we'll change out the stock, maybe some pieces of furniture. But all the internals are going to be left stock because, again, we want you to still have that warranty in place.
Yep.
But, again, all the accessories are going to be swapped out. So, again, you have a gun that looks cool out of the box and has all those extra features, too. They are available on our website. Just type in Field Ready Combo. They'll all show up.
Yep. Now, getting into the final question about beginners in airsoft.
Sure.
This is actually something that doesn't get talked about a lot, I think.
Okay.
Is what if they are a beginner airsofter with no budget restraints? Like, they have infinite money.
They bank at the United Bank of Money.
Money. But yeah, so like with no budget restraints, when getting started in airsoft, you know, the airsoft world is your oyster.
Yeah.
You can get started within whatever you want. And it's just a matter of making an educated decision on what you want to get. If you don't mind going bare bones, getting started with like a Lancer Tactical Gen 2 or the Battle X or the Spectre.
Hey, more on you, because then all that money you save, right, that can be used towards any other supplies. But again, since this guy that we're this scenario, he has no restrictions on budget whatsoever.
Yeah, you can easily get into a higher end airsoft gun, but we've said it time and time again, the price of the gun doesn't necessarily mean the value and the performance of the airsoft.
More money doesn't always mean better necessarily.
Exactly.
You are getting stuff for the higher end, but it's just a matter, you got to kind of like price it out. There was the CPI. Yeah. Customer Price Index. So you see exactly what it is that you're getting for your money. Right? Now, in my honest opinion, one of the best guns that you can get, and this is like putting all my biases aside, right? Because obviously, yeah, I work for GI. I get it, right? But whatever. Putting all my biases aside, seeing and analyzing everything that you get for the money, you wanted to shop for a high-end AEG, right, and get something that was dope out of the box, and still be fairly priced, MGC4.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
MGC4, whether it be the regular MGC4 Mark 1 or the Mark 2.
See, here's the thing. With the MGC4 Mark 2, we fall into a very, very interesting placement. Because for high-end airsoft guns, you know, they'll come with some type of electronics, right? They'll come with a full metal receiver. Like just shouting out some companies that I really love and respect: VFC, KWA, even Crytek is a part of that like category where people consider like, when I get this gun,
for many people, that's
going to be great.
That's still the benchmark for a lot of people as far as like what they consider like a high-end AEG.
Yeah, but honestly, a lot of the companies haven't
innovated or really offered or
changed anything. Made effort to do it, and because of the cost of everything going up, the cost of their guns have gone up as well. But there are companies like KWA who have made changes internally. Like one gun that they released a while ago that they updated a few years back is the ERG, electric recoil gun. The KWA Ronin T10 retails for like $430. Full metal receiver, get the tried and true KWA performance and reliability, but you do have the kinetic feedback system.
So good.
Which is so damn good. But going into the other AEGs that don't have the electric recoil, the full metal guns like the QRF series or the T6, those ones are still retailing for $360.
Any of the KWA originals will typically go for like $360 or below.
No, the
KWA originals.
The KWA originals, those ones are.
Or 250. Why did I say 250?
I think the most expensive one is 280.
Yeah, that is the Eve
9. Yeah, so that one is a little bit longer. But you are getting the 2.5 plus gearbox that is featured in a lot of their high-end.
They don't have MOSFETs, but they are going to use their switch life extenders.
Yeah, which
still good.
Yeah, absolutely performs great out of the box. But then companies like Crytek, they haven't really done anything recently innovative. And then companies like VFC, they are making new products. I have seen them make more changes or more additions into the gas blowback world. But for AEGs, but for AEGs, I think they stagnated after they tried to do the brushless motor gun, the PDW one. I forget what it was called. There was an acronym for it. I apologize. It was through PTS. But even like their standard AEG now, which is the Avalon series, which is the same internals that's in the BCM MCMR.
Yeah.
And the
Great gun, by the way.
oh no, yeah, fantastic gun, but it does have its flaws.
Of course.
There's some like the MOSFET isn't that great. It's not programmable. It's basic MOSFET.
Yeah.
I've seen that thing burn out quite a few times, and
that's like usually one of the first things that people will swap out whenever they do an upgrade service for one.
Yeah, and some of the internal parts aren't as great. So, and those guns are going to be retailing anywhere from like 400
yeah,
to 500 bucks, depending on the specific model. As to where the MGC4 Mark II, this was an airsoft gun that was a collaboration. We've said it time and time again. This is between Airsoft GI, Lancer Tactical, and you guys.
The community, the airsoft community.
Yeah, the Mayo gang, baby.
This was an airsoft gun developed by airsofters for airsofters. That's literally the best way we can go and put it. This was a labor of love. And we say it time and time again, but it really is true. Like, we really did pour like 100% effort into developing this gun and working with the manufacturer Lancer Tactical in order to get this gun to be as good as it is. And honestly, for what, 315, right? 315. This is really freaking good. I already have a battery plugged into this. Let's just fire this.
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll talk about all the features.
Oh, so good. It's so fast. It's so fast.
So by far, hands down, the fastest shooting airsoft gun out of the ones that we.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, we are talking about a different like price bracket. This is going into, again, the high end airsoft.
This is $300+.
Yeah, but you are getting the full metal receiver with the Mayo Gang logos. Of course, you are getting basically an enhanced Lancer Tactical Gen 3. So the amazing performance that we got out of the Lancer Tactical Gen 3, we are getting a little bit more out of. So you do get the Zynearms Nebula MOSFET, which is programmable. The motor is actually going to be better than the Lancer Tactical Gen 3. It's actually going to be a 25K motor. It's going to have the 6.03 inner barrel, the rotary style hop-up unit. It's actually going to have a standard 18-1 gear set, but it's going to be steel gears. So it's going to increase the longevity and reliability of the gear set. And it's going to have a Delrin O-ring air nozzle, which will help keep the compression tight so there's no loss in velocity. So you're not worrying about any air leaks. And again, what Isaias just showed, 11.1 LiPo with the 25K motor is such a game changer. You can spam that trigger nonstop, and with the rate of fire,
it's just so instant. The minute you pull that trigger, it's just there, right? And like that rate of fire is just so good.
Yeah. So it's funny because we are going to be doing a full breakdown video. We are going to be comparing this gun, or putting it up against a ton of airsoft guns. But a couple of live streams ago, we actually did a side-by-side comparison with the Crytek CRB Mark II versus the MGC4.
Yeah.
And I would say it outperformed.
Oh, yeah, like easily.
The Mark II outperformed the CRB for a fraction of the cost. The CRB is retailing for $360 versus $315 for the Mark II. And you can still use that coupon code 20th to get 10% off of the MGC4. We never discounted this, ever. Oh my, it's absolutely
insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah. So if you are looking into getting a high-performing airsoft gun, please do your research. Know what you are getting into.
Yeah. And
know like all the features that you to look out for. Does it have a programmable MOSFET? Does it have any internal upgrades, meaning better quality parts in the gearbox, a Type 4 inner barrel, that quick change spring system, the type of motor? Do a lot of this research so you can find out exactly what you're getting. But that's not just for high-end airsoft guns. That's for every airsoft gun.
Yeah.
So it'll all be dictated toward your budget.
And what you're looking for, too, where you're going to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you're going to be at a CQB field, or if you're going to be playing outdoors, are you planning on doing the long distance game? Or are you going to be up close, cutting corners?
Yeah. That's going to determine a lot of things. It's going to determine what accessories you need, and also what type of tactical gear, too, that you might want to consider. Because some gear works better for some situations than others do. It's going to be a piece of advice that we recommend pretty much for any consumer of, not even just airsoft, just anything. Know what it is that you are looking for beforehand, have a plan, and then go from there. So that's going to be your search criteria. Does this gun offer these features? It looks cool, yes. And if you want to get it, by all means, it's your money. You can do whatever you'd like with it. But is it going to serve its purpose that you hope it does?
Absolutely. And if you are still on the fence or want to do a little bit more research, we have done a ton of videos talking about entry-level guns, high-end guns, budget restraints, or our loadout challenges where we try to build complete loadouts for you guys. We have tons of videos that you guys should check out. All of these guns are available at airsoftgi.com right now. Some of them already have a discount, but you can save even more with coupon code 20th to save 10% off your entire shopping cart. But remember, that coupon code does not work with Shocker Deals. Unfortunately, we tried.
And it's not permanent either.
Yeah, it is not. This coupon code is going to expire sooner than later. So you guys got to hop on it right now. And July 5th. And you will enter the $4,300 shopping spree giveaway at the same time.
It's literally the largest prize pot that we've ever had to this day. It is still the biggest prize pot ever.
So you got to hop on it. Actually, this video I think will go live tomorrow afternoon, so Thursday afternoon. So you got to hurry up right now. If you're watching this video right now, you got to watch it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of the Range Talk Podcast. My name is Cisco.
My name is Isaiah.
And we'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace, y'all.